Hey everyone, I hope you're still having a great summer. I hope you're able to go outside and really enjoy this heat. This time of year is like my favorite part of the year. I love to go outside and play when it's hot and do a lot of work outside. I wanted to share with you a couple things coming up that are pretty exciting. First off, we're having a Staycation Bible study. It's going to be a 4-day video-based Bible study for you to participate in. For preschoolers, it's called Dive In. For elementary students, it's called High Wire. And each day we're going to have a Bible story, we're going to have worship, we're going to have a craft, and we're going to have some pretty funny videos as well. And I really hope you join us. So each day from July 27th through July 30th at 6 p.m., we're going to be releasing a new video. And I want you to check it out. All right, we're going to continue our story of Paul. Again, he's one of my favorite characters because he's a guy that endured so much, but yet continued to serve God with everything that he had. Now, Paul was somebody, if you recall, who was going around trying to find Christians so that he could kill them or have them thrown in prison. But then he had his conversion, he became a Christian, and he began to tell the world about Jesus. And the people that he used to work with are now trying to find him so that they could kill him or throw him in prison. And on such an occasion, it worked. They got him thrown into prison. And so here Paul sits in prison, but he's still continuing to write letters to people. And he's still continuing to teach the word to as many people as he can through letters. And the people who threw him in prison are trying to find a way to kill him. And so they said, if he stands trial in Jerusalem, we're going to be waiting for him. And on his way from where the prison is to Jerusalem, we're going to catch the guards off guard and we're going to kill Paul. Now, people heard about this conspiracy and they relayed it back to Paul. And so Paul does something pretty smart. He says, no, I am not going to stay in trial in Jerusalem. I want to stay in trial in Rome. But it takes a long time to get there. It takes a long time for people to finally give him the trial that he wants in Rome. And so they finally agree, and so they put Paul on a ship, and they're going to sail him to Rome. But on the way to Rome, the ship is encountered by a storm, a fierce storm that rages on for a very, very, very long time. The sailors and the guards and the other prisoners all are sure that they're going to die. But Paul says, don't worry, God's told me everybody's going to survive. Everything's going to be fine. Now, in my head, when I see this story, I see a boat full of panicked people and Paul just sitting there like it's a day on the beach. Nothing's going on. Nothing's bothering him because he knows that God's got it under control. The sailors try to pretend like they're going to sneak off the ship. And Paul says, if you get off that ship, you're going to die. You stay on the ship, you're going to live. And so they stay on the ship. And the ship breaks apart, breaks into pieces, but everybody survives and everybody washes up on shore. And then to survive, they have to build a fire so they can eat, so they have warmth, so they have some heat maybe to go to sleep, and so it's not as uncomfortable. And so they begin to collect firewood to build this fire. And so Paul picks up a bunch of brush and he puts it in his hands, and out from the brush comes a snake, a viper that bites him. And all the islanders know this snake, and they know that anybody who gets bit by this snake dies, and they know it's going to be ugly. But yet Paul has no issues. Paul has no problems. God is protecting Paul from the snake of this viper. And when the islanders saw this, the people on the island saw this, they were so amazed that they're like, who are you and what's going on? And Paul had a chance to talk to those people there on that island about Jesus. Now, through this story and through Paul's life, there's an important thing, that when we know who Jesus is, when we know his promises to take care of us, to guide us, to be there for us, it changes how we see rough circumstances in our life. It changes how we see the bad things that are happening to us. Because we know that through any of it, through all of it, God's got it. God's got everything under control. There's nothing for us to fear or worry about. Because even if things go wrong, God's got a plan and something good's going to happen out of that. And that's the very strength that Paul is relying on. He knows that God's going to make everybody survive because God told him. And he wanted everybody to trust him. And because God had it under control, Paul did not panic. He didn't need to. So, knowing Jesus changes how we see our life circumstances, how we see the things that happen in our life that we maybe don't see as good. So maybe this week, think of some tough times that you've had. Some things that maybe didn't go your way, but on the other side, think of what maybe good came out of that tough situation. And then remember how maybe the next time you go into a tough situation, how God might be doing something good, and there might be something good that comes out of that. Think about the promises that are in the Bible. Read the Bible. See how God says he's there to protect us and care for us. Look those words up. Find a way to find stories with that sort of thing in it. Read those stories and then use those as a reminder to you that God has everything under control. That's all I have for this week. I hope you all have a great week, and I cannot wait to see you real soon.